We are Movie Menu Reviews, your long shot for movie news and reviews podcast. On today's menu, we'll be reviewing Long Shot. Welcome, ladies and gents. I'm Dan the Man Muñoz, host of Movie Menu Reviews, your weekly movie news and reviews podcast. Woo! Live on Facebook, or if you're listening to us on Apple iTunes or Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or SoundCloud or wherever you listen to your podcast, thank you so much for listening. I am joined today by our special correspondent, Rigo Espinoza.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you being back, Rigo.
Dan, don't start today. Don't start.
I mean, Z's not here, so...
I'm being nice to you, man. Don't start.
We are happy you are here.
Thank you.
At least Mike is.
I am.
Thanks,
also joining
Mike.
us, who's happy that Rigo's here, is my co-host, Mike Sam.
Hey, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for also being here.
Mike has to be here every week, though.
I do. But but I enjoy it, so it works out. And thank you, Dan, for being here.
Oh, no problem.
I appreciate it.
Thanks,
pleasure.
Dan, I guess.
My pleasure, I suppose. I suppose. Something that's not my pleasure to report, unfortunately, is the passing of John Singleton, writer, director, producer. He wrote and directed Boys in the Hood, which was such an influential film of its time when it came out. And he worked on many films, Too Fast, Too Furious, Four Brothers. And then he started doing some TV that was really, really well done, like Snowfall. And he started American Crime Story as well. And it's unfortunate that he passed away from a stroke, which is very similar to Luke Perry, who passed away a couple of weeks ago, about a month and a half ago. So our condolences to his family, his friends, and his fans out there. We wanted to give our condolences, so we're going to move on to our review of the day. Movie Menu. So the movie we're reviewing is Long Shot, directed by Jonathan Levine, written by Dan Sterling and Liz Hanna. Here's the plot. When Fred Flarsky reunites with his first crush, one of the most influential women in the world, Charlotte Field, he charms her. As she prepares to make a run for the presidency, Charlotte hires Fred as her speechwriter, and sparks fly. Starring Charlize Theron, Seth Rogen, June Diane Raphael, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ravi Patel, Bob Odenkirk, and Andy Serkis, who is unrecognizable in this film.
Yes.
All right, guys. So we have all seen this film.
Yes.
So depending on your spoiler-free review, we shall decide if this movie is worth a dine-in and watch it in theaters, take-out, way to watch it at home, or leftovers. No, I shouldn't say that.
No, don't say it, because that kind of spoils
Yes,
one of the funniest bits of the movie.
Don't vote.
Go watch Ugly Dolls instead.
Oh my God,
that is
Thanks, Mike. By the way, for that, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're not sorry, dude. That was terrible.
I made these guys watch Ugly Dolls, and
and we're not even reviewing it.
That's how ugly the movie is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and give a rating. Rigo.
Oh, it's a super duper dine-in. Best movie I've seen all year, even better than Avengers. Yes, I said that.
Wow.
You're ridiculous.
No, I'm not ridiculous. It's true.
You're ridiculous. Mike?
I'm going to say unexpectedly dine-in as well.
I am also going to say super duper dine-in.
Wow.
But I don't think
better than Avengers.
I don't think it's better than Avengers.
Yes, it is, dude. Don't even start with that.
You know start with it.
You know it's better.
Would you
go hush? Please.
Would you watch it in 4D?
No. I'm sure he would.
You know what? I would just to support the movie.
But this film, is probably one of the funniest films I've seen in a very long time. I think the jokes per moment, and I think the chemistry between Charlize and Seth Rogen. It's obviously called A Long Shot because she's a very powerful woman in the film, but she's also very beautiful. And then Seth Rogen is a journalist, and he's Seth Rogen.
That's actually the tagline for the movie.
Wait, but
Which works
he's
pretty
not
well.
a bad looking guy. He's just
You want to
kinda
go out with
weird.
them, Rigo?
I do actually.
Why don't you date him? I'm
So
just kidding.
that's basically what the premise of The Long Shot is as well. And I really enjoyed them together, and I really enjoy Charlize Theron when she's not, when she's doing comedy or not such serious roles. I mean, I still love her in those roles as well, but it's nice that she's really, what's the word? Like,
She has a lot of range.
she
Yeah,
does.
she-
She's a diverse actress.
I think she carried this movie. If there was any other actress, I feel like this movie wouldn't have worked as well. Like just the chemistry was there, but I think like she sold it. She sold almost every part of this film for me. Where like the drama, she made the scenes as heavy as they needed to be, and also as light as it needed to be with the comedy. So the comedy is very like raunchy as you'd expect with like other
Seth
Rogen
film.
films.
But even like Charlize Theron's films, like Young Adult, that's a very dark humor comedy as well.
But even though, like, yeah, you got the Seth Rogen humor, I felt like there's a progression in his movies now. Like, his movies are starting to get a lot smarter and more like, you don't get some of those, like, what would you call those jokes?
Pineapple Express?
Like lowbrow, I guess.
Yeah, like, you don't see it. You saw a couple of those jokes in there, but it wasn't, this movie didn't really have that.
It was classy?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
I agree with you. Rigo.
And I agree with you guys with Charlize Theron. Her role in this movie kind of reminded me of like There's Something About Mary, where you saw Cameron Diaz, and you personally, I fell in love with her character. So in Long Shot, I also fell in love with Charlize Theron's character. I was like, wow, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's got a lot going on, and she was digging Seth Rogen. So I was like, hey, this is pretty good.
And she sells it. She sells it. Like the chemistry seems genuine, and the storyline, the way they develop both those characters and how isolated they are. I think it makes sense. It makes sense for this.
But also like it also made sense with Seth Rogen's character and him like realizing who he is and being very humbled and being like, and it's kind of funny how like they do what's like a reversal in the sense of gender. Like you would think Seth Rogen's character would typically be a woman, whereas Charlize Theron's character would be typically a man. Mm-hmm. They do a reversal in this film, and I thought they did a great job with it.
Yeah, they definitely updated things in this film. A lot of things, and it seems like they kept it current with how things are politically right now as well. And they did it very like the film's very centered politically, where like they kind of like it's not like just you would expect like just like a lot of Republican bashing, I guess, in this film, and it's not really like that. So I think the idea of the film,
actually some understanding.
Yeah. There's an attempt to kind of like unify both sides to help continue to enjoy the film, which I appreciated their attempt to do that, and I think they split Donald Trump into two people instead of just one.
I agree. So let's talk about the acting as well. So we talked about Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen's chemistry, but there's also some other cast members in this film that we should discuss. What did you think? Speaking of Donald Trump split into two characters, Bob Odenkirk plays the president, and then Andy Serkis plays an unrecognizable business tycoon.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about them? And as well as the supporting characters like O'Shea Jackson, who plays Seth Rogen's best friend, June Diane Raphael, who plays the secretary, or like her manager, I guess.
Okay,
Charlize Theron's manager, and Ravi Patel, who plays like the
like the assistant.
Yeah, like the assistant.
Yeah.
No, I really, the whole cast of crew.
I really like the whole cast. Like everybody was solid, especially O'Shea Jackson. I think like from where he started off in Straight Outta Compton. He was like a tough guy. He was trying to be like his dad, but he really does have comedy chops. He was in another movie. I can't remember the name of the movie right now, but he was really funny in that. And in this, he's just
I'll look it up.
he's just really funny as well. It's with Aubrey Plaza.
Okay, continue.
But yeah, I enjoyed his performance. I enjoyed that he was genuinely his friend, and the little twist with Seth Rogen's character and his character at the end was kind of hilarious. But you know, in this day and age, it's something that's really happening right now where people have different sides, but it doesn't mean they can't come together and still be friends, which I thought was really cool.
Which is the funny thing of the chemistry between them two. Also, they're in both separate sides of the spectrum. But they're able to
make it work.
To make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or do they make it work?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the
Who
whole.
knows? You have to
that's
see
the
it.
whole drama. The movie is called Ingrid Goes West.
Oh yes, that movie. That if you guys have a chance to check that one out, check it out. It's pretty funny.
I'll check it out, Rigo.
But yeah, overall, like I enjoyed everybody in this movie. Like I said, I think this is the best movie so far this year. And I'm not trying to knock Avengers. Avengers was great. And it did make me cry and all that good stuff. But if you want to, this is a solid date movie. This is a movie you can take your buddies to watch. Overall, this movie is for everyone.
So this movie is directed by Jonathan Levine, who has directed 50-50, which it was a very well done film. He also did Snatched, which was not so good. This is Amy
Schumer.
Amy Schumer Snatched. So he's pretty much a hit or miss, but he has some really good, like he did Warm Bodies as well. And so what do you guys think about the direction of this movie?
I didn't see
it.
it.
He did The Night Before as well. I think Seth Rogen was in that film.
No, I agree with what Rigo mentioned earlier about Seth Rogen films, and I think what Jonathan Levine did for this film, as far as it continue that positive progression for Seth Rogen. So, and I thought they did a great job. Great ensemble cast, and it seems like they genuinely enjoyed themselves in making this film, and I think that shows. So, I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not, but
yeah, I do. I do feel the same way. Just overall consensus as far as the plot. The plot is very simple. Like you kind of get the plot in the trailers. You know what's going to happen, but still there are some surprises along the way. I was very surprised. The whole point of the movie is they're trying to get this like global peace treaty signed, and things happen, and there's like role reversals. Like you have to choose between standing up for what you believe or
your career.
Yes, or your career, and basically putting the country first, which is a really big dilemma if you think about it, which is kind of something that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed it. I don't know what you guys think about it. What did you guys think about the plot?
I liked it. I mean, it was very simple and very watered down. But what gets us through the plot, because it's a very simple plot, is the chemistry and the interactions with the characters. And just seeing them development. So I like the fact that it's not like they start to date the first moment they see each other, right? They get to know each other, and I thought that was really nice to see that development and that build up in those characters. I really enjoyed that part of it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and I think just really showing that the characters are isolated helps too, and I think that isolation it just shows all the characters as more well-rounded characters, and seeing them share these moments together, and kind of like the chemistry builds on top of that, which I thought was well done. Well, what about you, Dan?
No, I agree. So I think we should just talk about telling you to watch it now. Go watch it in theaters. Any final thoughts, Rigo?
Yes, just go watch it. If you haven't seen Avengers yet, I guess go watch Long Shot, because Dan's going to kill me if I don't say that. And you wonder
why I just... never mind. Mike, final thoughts?
I think so you still have like the... Like as far as plotline, it does get shaky at times, and I think and And I think there is like some of that lowbrow humor or just like unrealistic real world situations that happen, but it's okay. I think if you treat this as a rom-com popcorn film, you'll enjoy it for what it is.
Oh, we got a couple comments. Eric Espinoza says, Uncle Rigo.
Oh, my nephew's watching.
Hi,
And
go to bed.
Rigo.
And Alexis Gaines says, true that.
Hi,
Still
Alexis.
be free, Alexis. That still be friends, which I thought with the outfit during dinner was funny. I think that's when he's wearing the Swiss outfit.
Yes.
That's in the trailer.
Yeah, that's so we can talk about that.
Both ladies look the same in 40 over. And she sleeping standing was crazy. Yes, that was a very funny moment. All right, that'll do it for us here at Movie Menu Podcast. We say dine in, watch it in theaters, go watch it this week or this weekend. Only if you've seen Avengers.
No, because Dan will get mad if we don't say that.
Yes, I'll punch you in the face.
Rigo recommends to see it in between the 2 times you watch Avengers.
Okay.
No? Okay.
No, watch
No,
it 3
not.
times and then watch.
Oh.
this.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
we gotta get this movie to beat Avatar.
Did you hear about that marathon? The Marvel
Oh
marathon?
yeah, all 22 films.
Yeah, I heard about it after.
El Capitan.
Yeah, I heard about it after. I don't know
Oh,
if I
Mike.
would have been able to do it, but
Just so you guys who are watching live and or listening, while we're doing this episode, Mike is periscoping this episode, which is 4 years too late.
yeah, that's
Um,
okay. Maybe 4
so
years later
Mike-
it'll
So Mike, you're always behind with
That's-
the times.
about 4 years. So it's accurate.
Can we just mention like Ugly Dolls since we had to see it?
Sure.
I feel like we're doing ourselves injustice if we don't.
If you want to do a 1 minute review,
I don't
go-
want to
go
talk
for it.
about Ugly Dolls.
Well, just don't go watch it. Period.
All right.
I mean, if you have kids, go watch it.
No,
But
dude.
that's-
I work with kids and I show them movies all the time. I would not show them this
That's
movie.
the review is leftovers. That's the review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
super leftovers.
All right.
for Ugly Dolls.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry I made you guys watch it.
You're not sorry.
I'm really.
All right, so thank you so much, Rigo, for being on the show and filling in for Z.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Mike, as well.
Thank you, Dan.
And I'm Dan the Man Muñoz. Make sure to check us out at moviemenupodcast.com. You could also follow us on social media, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram, or on our Twitter, or our YouTube channel, which you can find all on our website. Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, we have an all-new episode of Movie Menu Podcast. Thank you guys, and goodbye.
See you later.
Two,
Bye.
4.